Hello and welcome to biology class. And now from this video lecture, I am going to introduce about the sliding filament theory of muscle contraction. Sliding filament theory. In previous video lecture, I have introduced about the types of protein in muscles, especially skeletal muscle, which are together responsible for the muscular contraction and relaxation. And here in this video lecture, I introduce you or I tell you about how this protein in previous video lecture as discussed about actin and myosin protein. So how these actin and myosin protein together rearrange and responsible for the muscular contraction and relaxation or active and resting condition of the muscle fiber. So let us start with the first stage. So any muscle fiber, the plasma membrane of muscle fiber receive the, suppose this is the skeletal muscle fiber, and here first the muscle fiber need to receive the nerve impulses. So this receiving of nerve impulses take place at a junction or at a place, and that place is known as neuromuscular junction. So at the place of neuromuscular junction, this is the muscle, and the muscle get receive or get the information or message for contraction with the help of nerve ending, and that nerve ending transfer or transmit the impulses in the form of chemical, and that chemical is known as neurotransmitter. So in the form of neurotransmitter, muscle fiber receive impulses or messages from the neuron. And after receiving the nerve impulses, so the nerve impulses get received through the T tubules. As we have discussed about the T tubules, this is the T tubules, and that T tubule receive impulses, and impulse due to receiving of impulses, here it receive the neurotransmitter. And after receiving neurotransmitter, the arrangement here it is, this is the actin protein, and this one representing the myosin. So myosin normally contain head, and here this is the active sites. So this is the active site of actin, while this is the head of myosin. And here the endosarcoplasmic reticulum. So this after receiving the impulses, the sarcoplasmic reticulum release carbon dioxide. So in the next segment, sarcoplasmic reticulum release calcium ion in the sarcoplasm. So So after receiving the calcium ion in cytoplasm, the active site of actin filament get free. The active site of actin filament is in resting stage get covered or get blocked by the troponin or tropomyosin, as in previous video lecture we have discussed that. In the case of in the resting stage, the actin filament that consists of active site, so this active site remain bind. Active site bind or block by binding with troponin. So troponin is a special protein which bind or which block the active site of the actin protein. So this is the actin filament, and the active site of actin filament get blocked by the troponin. And here is the myosin head, which consists of a free head. So here, after receiving the nerve impulses, the calcium ion release, and that calcium ion is react with calcium ion react with troponin. And after reaction of calcium ion and troponin, they get remove the troponin from the active site of actin myofibril. Then after free when the active site of actin protein becomes actin filament becomes free, so here is represented as the free active site. So then due to free active site of actin filament, the head of the myosin filament get attached to the active site. Okay. Now that process of attachment of the head of the myosin filament to the active site of actin filament, this is known as, this connection is known as cross bridge formation. So after receiving, the formation of cross bridge take place, and that cross bridge formation take place due to after the or by the help of ATP. So in this state, the ATP get converted into ADP, and here inorganic phosphate release. So during that process, the conversion orbital of ATP into ADP and inorganic phosphate, the energy released, here the energy also released. So that energy or a part of energy, it is responsible for cross bridge formation, while rest or remaining energy used for power store. So after making of cross bridge, the head of myosin pull the actin head over or across the myosin filament. So In this way, the after cross bridge formation in the next stage, that is the here you will see the myosin head. Myosin head pull. Myosin head pulls the actin fibril. So in this way, here the actin slide over the myosin. With the sliding over the myosin head due to the power stroke. So this state represents the power stroke. And due to the power stroke, the myosin head pull the actin filament towards the or over itself, and in this way the process of contraction takes place. So contraction process is the result of making of cross bridge and power stroke by actin and myosin filament with the expenditure of energy in the form of ATP. And this whole process initiated with the help of calcium ion, and that calcium ion is released from sarcoplasmic reticulum, which bind with the troponin and tropomyosin, which block the active site of actin filament. So after receiving by calcium ion to the troponin and tropomyosin, the active sites becomes free, and due to the free active sites, the formation of cross bridge by the head of myosin take place, and after formation of cross bridge, the power stroke is responsible for contraction of muscles, and when the power stroke becomes take place, then again the calcium ion get release the troponin and tropomyosin and get restored into the sarcoplasmic reticulum, received by sarcoplasmic reticulum. And after receiving of calcium ion from the sarcoplasmic reticulum, the active site again becomes blocked by the troponin and tropomyosin, and muscles get relaxed, or muscles leads in the relaxed mode. So in this way, the process of contraction and relaxation takes place, and this kind of mechanism, or the mechanism to explain the process of contraction and relaxation by this method is known as sliding filament theory. Because here we can see that when the head of the myosin pull the actin filament, the actin filament slide over the myosin filament. So in this way we can say it as the sliding filament theory. And sliding filament theory is very helpful in the explanation of the muscular contraction and relaxation. Here, one other things is also responsible, related to the topic of muscle, as the types of muscle. Types of muscle again classified as red muscle fiber, and white muscle fiber. So red muscle fiber and white muscle fiber are classified on the basis of the presence of a special pigment, red colored pigment compound known as myoglobin. So myoglobin is present in the red muscle fiber, myoglobin. And here myoglobin is absent. So myoglobin is a pigment that contains large amount of more mitochondria. Here less mitochondria. So clearly, red muscle fiber is largely responsible for mostly aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration. While white muscle fibers perform anaerobic respiration. So white and red muscle fiber, it is especially based on the presence of myoglobin, and myoglobin is a special red colored pigment, and due to this the red muscle fiber appear red in color while white muscle fiber appear less red, or we can say that colorless. So this type of muscle, it is only based on the myoglobin, and which leads to its functional difference, as red muscle fiber mostly responsible for aerobic respiration, while white muscle fiber mostly responsible for anaerobic respiration in emergency situation. So this is all about the sliding filament theory, as well as the types of muscle as red muscle fiber and white muscle fiber.